Hello, readers and friends. Thank you for joining me today. As you may know, AC and I are away for a few weeks as I do some research for several of my projects. We are traveling extensively in Scotland, Northern Ireland, and the Irish Republic, and England. I can't tell you where I am right now as I've pre-recorded this. It is certain to say that I will be returning in October with some tales to tell about what I've seen and done and people and places that I've gone to and met. It's going to be an exciting time. But let's get started. I woke up on my birthday last spring and I did my morning meditation, and these three words sprang to my mind: love, curiosity, compassion. Since they were my birthday gift from the universe, I want to address each one in the order that I want. I want to start with curiosity because I love my curiosity. I strongly feel that as long as I'm curious, I am living fully, asking questions, researching, taking notes, paying attention. My imagination flows over with images, words, and phrases. My senses saturate every inch of me. My fingers still carry the scent of my garden fresh tarragon that I added to a great strawberry salsa I made tonight. On my desk is my ever-present jug of iced water that quenches my thirst. My eyes, even with my macular degeneration, still sees the monitor so that I can write. My butt fills my office chair, and I can hear an annoying sound coming from my cell phone because I have forgotten to turn off the sound. Do you remember that adage, learn one thing new every day? I have two categories besides all my writing categories. They are number 1, recipes, and number 2, knitting. Often AC will get an email from me that has several attachments for different recipes and knitting patterns, and I'm asking him to print them out. Sometimes I cook a recipe or I knit a pattern, but most of the time I just want to read them. It's like reading another language. Here are 3 quotes about curiosity that spoke to me. Pema Chandron is an American Tibetan Buddhist nun. Here's what she says: let your curiosity be greater than your fear. And oh yes, I know this one. The pain of giving into the fear, beating myself up for not following my curiosity. I'm grateful I become more curious and less fearful. Replace judgment with curiosity, says Lynn Nottage. She's an American playwright whose work often focuses on the experience of working class people, particularly Black working class people. She is the only woman to receive the Pulitzer Prize for Drama twice. It is a miracle that curiosity survives formal education. Albert Einstein. This one makes me laugh. I am curious about Einstein's being stateless from 1896 to 1901, even though he had been a citizen of 7 countries, including the US. And yes, I did look up being stateless. In international law, a stateless person is someone who is not considered as a national by any state under the operation of its law. Some stateless people are also refugees. However, not all refugees are stateless, and many people who are stateless have never crossed an international border. So go figure about Einstein's stateless phrase. So let's look at compassion. Brene Brown says, compassion is not a relationship between the healer and the wounded. It's a relationship between equals. Only when we know our own darkness well can we be present with the darkness of others. Compassion becomes real when we recognize our shared humanity. Anne McCaffrey wrote my favorite trilogy about dragons and their humans. Weir Search is about Lessa, a young woman who establishes a telepathic bond with a queen dragon that as the dragon is hatching. And this empowered Lessa to become a dragon rider and a leader of a weird community. The quote is, "Make no judgments where you have no compassion." Henri Nouwen was a Dutch Catholic priest, professor, writer, and theologian. He is my go-to spiritual writer. He says compassion asks us to go where it hurts, to enter into the places of pain, to share in brokenness, fear, confusion, and anguish. Compassion challenges us to cry out with those in misery, to mourn with those who are lonely, to weep with those in tears. After 2 decades of teaching at the University of Notre Dame, Yale, and Harvard's divinity schools, Nouwen went on to work with people with intellectual and developmental disabilities at L'Arche, Daybreak Community in Ontario, Canada. True caring, true compassion is not doing for someone else. It is an action I take to sit beside you while you bemoan the mistake you made, didn't get the raise you'd been expecting, didn't find your missing keys. I sit with you quietly, respectfully. I listen to you. I hear you. I cry with you. I know there's nothing I can do. I'm powerless. I have mentioned my longtime friend Reni's journey into dementia. I love her and I listen to her when she calls me or texts me that they've found her sunglasses or that her new house is coming along nicely, exactly to her specifications, or that she expects to go home any minute just as soon as the new meds kick in. It doesn't occur to me to argue with her, to tell her that she's wrong. I just listen with my whole heart. When my son died, I had 2 friends who had lost children several years before. One of them said there would be times when she couldn't show up for me. Another friend would come over with bags filled with chocolate bars, frozen pizzas, barbecue potato chips, and bottles of sweet tea. We didn't talk. We just sat at my dining room table, eating or not eating, and maybe fighting over the last piece of chocolate. I loved and appreciated these friends so much. They were powerless and they cared about me. So they sat with me or not. They brought food and they ate with me or not. And lastly, we have love. Romantic, unrequited, platonic, friendship, family, for our 4-legged family members, and fangirl crushes. Age does not protect you from love, but love, to some extent, protects you from age. Jeanne Moreau, one of my favorite actresses, said this, and she died at age 89 without one single attempt to look younger. No Botox, no facelifts, no tummy tucks. The 14th Dalai Lama says, the need for love lies at the very foundation of human existence. He was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1989, and the Time magazine named the Dalai Lama one of the children of Mahatma Gandhi and Gandhi's spiritual heir to nonviolence. Marge Piercy wrote one of my favorite books, Women on the Edge of Time. I got another copy several months ago because I lost other ones. She was born in Detroit, Michigan in 1936. She said, "Life is the first gift, love is the second, and understanding the third." About her childhood and Jewish identity, Piercy said, "Jews and blacks were always lumped together when I grew up. I didn't grow up white. Jews weren't white. My first boyfriend was black. I didn't find out I was white until we spent time in Baltimore and I went to a segregated high school. I can't express how weird it was. Then I just figured they didn't know I was Jewish." Love is the greatest power in existence. Its presence can be deeply felt wherever it resides. Love can overcome everything and can magnificently transform intricate situations to the better. The great difficulty of love, however, is that it is challenging to find the right words to express what you're feeling. And I want to end with this question. Who inspired K.D. Lang to write and sing Curiosity? Curious and bored stumbled through the door, tripping over expectations. She never knew before then curiosity turns her gaze to me. I think she caught me staring at her, but I just had to see. If you know the answer or have anything else you'd like to share with me, you can leave a comment here or send me a private message on Instagram or Facebook. Remember, it helps us a lot if you'd like this video. And clicking that red subscribe button really helps you stay in touch while we're out and about. Pre-production work is continuing on the new Walkerville Desires book. And if you're subscribed here with the notifications bell set to all, you'll be sure to get all the latest news, in addition to making sure you don't miss a chat. As always, the address of my Amazon page is in the description below. All the Walkerville books are available there in both Kindle and print editions. Please do share that link with any friends you think will enjoy my writing, won't you? And of course, the direct link for next Wednesday's chat is down in the description as well. Hope to see you then, and thanks for joining me wherever I am. Bye.